My name is Tim Madden, and I'm the Director of Sales for the Engage Packaging Group. And I'm going to be here today walking you through some of the features and basic operation and setup of the ERX-15 and talking a little bit about some of our other products. One thing of importance to note is that we have a live chat function. Again, if you're new to Zoom, there's a chat function or a little button or an icon on the bottom of that screen. So if you've got questions, my presentation's going along here, feel free to type some things in there. We've got some great people online that are going to be answering those questions as we go. So let's get started here, kind of going through the line. For years, ESTI has offered a full line of key sealing equipment. Many of you have known that, and we do a great job with our key sealing equipment. This particular one is our SP2FC, which is an automatic uniform machine. And then, as we like to do, we listen to our customers and kind of what the market has, and our motto is delivering products to the world. We've developed a full line of conveying systems. These are powered conveying systems that help power the product or move the box into our case sealers, out of the case sealers, feed our shrink systems. And a little shout out to our brothers and sisters at Squid Ink, are a great place to put an inkjet printer, specifically that Viper system that we got coming out here. No, not the Maverick, the Viper, everybody. But what we're really here for is the ERX-15. Just a 20,000 foot view of this machine. The basic features of it are, this machine will operate at about 15 cases a minute. That's really good from a market perspective, because right now, especially today, automation is critical in companies. And not only just from getting product out the door, I think a lot of it is companies are looking at ways to keep their operators and their employees safe. So what we're kind of showing you here is a way that one operator could operate this whole line. And so we're going to practice safe social distancing techniques, and so we can kind of do that. So a couple of other features about this machine is you can see that it's got a nice small footprint. So this is going to fit into that tight space in your floor. Especially, we know that real estate on your production floor is a premium, so we don't want to take up too much space. The other key feature there is that our feeder mechanism will hold up to 200 single wall cases. It's important to note that they're single wall cases. We don't have a double wall case machine yet, but there are 200 single wall cases that fit into that feeder. The last thing is that the setup and operation of this machine is a breeze. And so let's walk through some of that while we go here. Setup is done in 5 easy steps. And we've got hand cranks that are conveniently located on the operator side of the machine, as well as our HMI that is movable and also very easy to access. So the first part of the setup of this machine is going to be our feeder mechanism that we talked about, and those are going to be on hand cranks 1 and 2. Both of those work independently, because not every box is created equal. And so for the setup of this, we're going to take our ESTI case here. We're going to lay it down, and we're going to want to line up that die cut. Andy can get up on there. By the way, I didn't thank Andy for his service yesterday. He's a veteran, and we really appreciate him. We line that die cut up with the dotted line here. Now, what's important about that is there's a pin on the inside, and we may be able to pick that up when we run our jog function on the other side, but that pin helps pull the box open and make sure that's open. So once we line that up, we can kind of get the boxes set up here. And what will happen is a lot of people will just take a stack of boxes and they'll set them in here, and these are easily movable, right? So we can get those and load the boxes up there very easily. Other important note here is that these belt drives assembly that are pushing the box towards the feeder, those also work independently. And the reason is that die cut may be on this side of the box, and that box may be coming in skewed, and we want to make sure that's square when we get down to that, to feed the box into the other area. We're going to step off. We note here that these are numbered. Now I'll get to the numbering and the importance of that numbering later, but the next step is 3, and that's the height. Now inside, there's a bar that goes across, and there's like 2 fingers that are going to help pull the box into position. So we're controlling that, and that's based off of when that gets the boxes into the position there. Those are going to push it down and feed it into our basically staging plate, I'll call it. And so that would be the next step, is number 4. So that staging plate is basically lined up for the score line here. And that staging plate will coincide with the same plane as our belt drive assembly. So when we pull this box open, we want to make sure that it's on the same plane as our belt drive assembly for obvious reasons. We want to make sure it feeds through there properly. The last step of the movement is number 5, and that is just the width of the box, and that's the, you know, controlling the belt drive assembly here. So one thing that we'll kind of get to here is once we have those set up, we have our recipes in here, because we all know that operators will want to maybe, could bump into something or want to tweak something to improve the operation of the machine. This way you have a home base and you can keep track of those, and if boxes change, you can kind of clean those out. That's really accessible through this HMI. But as we get the boxes set, we're going to run into a jog mode. So I'm going to let Andy get to the other side of the machine, and we're going to run a jog, and that's going to show each step of the operation of the machine as we go through it. So first step of the jog is going to be to kind of clear a box out of the way and get the machine back to home. And then we're going to engage the air, and we have 8 suction cups, as you may be able to see there, that are going to hit the other, that side of the box. What you aren't seeing on the back end, we have 2 additional suction cups on the back end of that are helping pull the box open. And that's important because sometimes there may be some extra glue from the corrugated manufacturer, and we want to make sure that box gets pulled into position. So once that box gets pulled into position, the next box will get pulled down from our height mover. And then, so it's going to stage there. We're going to fold up the minor flaps. And then our major flap assembly is going to come up. And then that's going to fold the major flaps, and that box is going to stage and be ready to get pushed into the belt drive assembly. Notice that the air is disengaged at this point. And then we have our pusher that pushes the box into the belt drives. It gets taped very smoothly, as you can see there. I'm going to run through that just real quick again so you can see it in a little faster motion. Box clear, suction, opened up, folded, pushed and ready to go. This machine will house a 2 or 3 inch tape. As you can see there, the beautiful tape job that we've got on there. So I'm going to get those boxes set up. So a couple of ways of operating the machine, as far as either in auto mode, or we can do it in a box on demand feature. Let's say you've got, again, 200 boxes staged in here, but you want your operator there doing his boondoggle. And he only wants, say, 15 boxes. So I'm going to click on this, and we're going to get 15. Well, let's do 11 for the sake of this meeting. And I'm going to fire that up, go to auto, and that's going to kick out 11. So the other way of doing a box on demand is moving this photo eye here. So that photo eye basically is keeping boxes from backing up into the machine. So we can move that. You've got a little umbilical out here, so that's going to come out here if you wanted to and kind of stage up, so if boxes accumulate and cover that eye, that machine's not going to keep kicking boxes out and kind of jamming up the area. So that can be moved, and so that can be another way of doing box on demand. The last way would be to just run it in full auto, which will move the boxes through. You get down to about 25 boxes left in the feeder after you go. Just one other important note there is that you can load boxes on the fly really easy. So that's just something we're going to do. So I'm going to, again, kick it off into a full auto mode, and we're going to run our boxes here. You can kind of see some of the operation here. Sorry, Andy, getting in the way. Again, Dave, my lovely assistant, is putting the East Towley into the box here. Going very smoothly on our Easty conveyor. By the way, those are made up in Rogers, Minnesota. It's a great people up at Easty still. And then we're going into our case sealer. Let's get a shot of that case sealer again. Great spot for an inkjet planer, people. You see here that we've got an indexing gate on this automatic uniform machine. So that indexing gate that I'm pointing out here is going to make sure that we don't have 2 boxes running together. Right now, we've got the conveyor speed basically set up with just slow enough that we're going to pull the gap appropriately. So as the box enters in, the front plow is going to hit the front minor, and then we've got our rear kicker that's going to knock that rear minor down, and the folding bars are going to come down and pull that box in. get a really nice smooth tape job on there. You can see that there. So our automatic uniform machine, as we kind of look at this, I think, honestly, like, I don't think there's a better deal in the industry for an automatic uniform machine. For how heavy duty and robust this machine is, ridiculous. Includes the guarding, which is interlocked. So again, if I pull that door open, the machine's going to shut down. We want to make sure your employees are safe. This machine comes with a 2-inch tape head or a 3-inch tape head. You can order it either way. Notice that we don't need the bottom tape head in there, but you can have a bottom tape head in there if you're going to do top and bottom taping. And then those tape heads are interchangeable. The top squeezers are here to help kind of push the flaps together, because we want to make sure that we have a really nice looking package. And then the hand cranks are easily accessible on this machine too, and that can be operated on either side of the machine. So EC has a full line of case sealing equipment. This is just one example. We have side belt machines, bottom belt machines, top and bottom drive machines. We do some custom machines if needed. So what I would encourage you to do is visit our website. We've got some great videos that Mike Melsmo and some of the other guys have done. Mike did a great job. If you want to get a little more information about setting up the case erector, he's got a lot of videos on there. Just through our EC.com site, and there's a video link at the top. You can see other videos of our shrink systems there. Visit us at afmsleeves.com if you've got any sleeving applications, and certainly squidink.com if you've got some inkjet printer needs. I'm down to a couple minutes here, so I probably will open it up to a little bit of Q&A. Lead times. So EC, we want to make sure, again, we want to make sure that you can deliver your products to the world. We've got a lot of case sealers in stock, so lead times are generally pretty short. I would say 1 to 2 weeks on case tapers, because we have a great deal of inventory of those. And we are stocking some of the case erectors too. It's a little longer lead time on that, because we want to make sure that we get everything right, and probably want to test your boxes as you send them in before we ship them out, because last thing we want to do is get a boat anchor out there, and that's not what we're in the business of doing. So we're going to want to make sure we test those. Next question was case size ranges. And so other thing there is, so max case size on the case erector would be 19.5 inches long, 15.5 inches wide, and 19.5 inches tall, and down to a 5-inch width minimum size. Please visit us on the web. We've got some great distributors we'll put you in touch with, and they'll be happy to help you out, and we are too. So thanks a lot for your time, and have a great day.